Hello and welcome everybody back to Dumbass Class with me, the Dyslexic Gamer, as we carry on our tabletop RPG series of Warhammer Fantasy, Mordheim of City of the Damned, a leaf too far, I believe is what I was calling this this chain. In the last episode, our group of heroes and explorers and adventurers and relic claimers had stumbled upon what appeared to be a chaotic ritual site. Lord Humperdinck took a strange turn, a turn that most of the party probably didn't expect him to take from such a man. And that was defiance in the face of what's in the old world is extremely dark. Once the boat was within range to dock, the party got a better look at what was going on. There are about 10 mutants. Some of them are deformed with beaks rather than a normal jaw. Others seem to have swarms of flies that just surround them. And there's a voice that the party cannot find the body to, that cries out evil, disgusting things, and with more to come. At the ritual site, they saw the standard for this group, this chaotic carnival. A young girl had been placed on a large spike, and some dark magics had been used to mutate extra limbs onto her tiny frame to create an 8-pointed star. Still twitching upon the spike as this group's twisted standard of corruption, the party engaged the enemy, and with an opening shot from Lord Humperdinck that was truly unexpected, a shot straight to the head, this only continued the party's good favour with Nuffle, as far as I'm aware, no one was injured in the first engagement. But with the enemy closing in, the team will have to decide tactically what to do now, as I believe it is Latvia's turn.
Yep. And I guess I'll keep going from last time. So
By all means.
and that's it.
Okay, can you, the one directly in front of you, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so as this mutant abomination charges at you, you center yourself and begin casting one of the spells that you have recently been able to access. And your fellow party members watch as they watch as you throw nothing, but as you release, the magical power that you've built up shoots off straight into the enemy's leg, taking it off at the thigh as it falls to the ground, squealing and screeching as it clutches its dismembered limb. And it falls silent after a few short moments. Magness, you're up. Your teammate has just dispatched one of them in quite a gruesome way.
And if memory serves, brave Sir Magness was in the process of bravely running away.
I seem to remember that the sound of retreat had come from your character. Yes, yes.
We had a Monty Python scene. But I'm gonna charge this one. get stuck in.
For sure, as far as I'm aware, all of them have run into combat or are running to you with a look of pleasure on their face. So you do get a plus, I believe it's a plus 20?
20 is for run, and for charge is plus 10?
Yes. So if you happen, I just need to check. This is bad. I didn't check who's who on the mutant list, so
I think this one is supposed to have some sort of a shield or a buckler.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Shield is weak.
I know. I denoted. Okay, so the number 0 mutants are those ones. Okay, cool. And you attacked. Oh, one of them. That was lucky. So he can parry. He does have a hand weapon. He will attempt to. He fails to parry. So please roll me damage.
Pathetic.
So with a massive 5 to the right arm. So as the abomination tries to parry, you perform a feint and slice in underneath its armpit, cutting a decent blow, but not enough, unfortunately. The Master's turn. So you hear from... Hang on. So you hear from the grass out in front of you a slurping, saggy voice. Kill them! Kill them for the Master! The Prince who dances in the night! The unwanted son of darkness! They will be sacrificed to him! Lord Humperdinck. I believe Lord Humperdinck... Hang on one second. Let me just scroll through chat.
I think he finished reloading.
Yes, I believe so. Because I can't see his icon. So he takes aim at the one coming at the side. I know it's within range. I don't need to test this. So gets his aiming stick. Oh wait, no, there should have been another 10 on there, but it wouldn't make a difference. Does he have any more fortune? It says here that he does, but I know he used 1 point. Well, he's going to use another point, so he is out. Lord Humperdinck no longer has any fortune points. Sorry, not... Yes, fortune points. But even I'm forgetting some certain things. And oh, fuck. Well, that's embarrassing. So, hang on. Yeah.
Lord Humperdinck, why?
Okay.
Why do this?
Let me go over to my chart of funds for the Boom Booms. Haven't had to open this before. I was hoping to in the last game, but... So...
Why?
Misfires.
I mean, we're off to a great start, aren't we?
Well, you got to think of it in two ways. He is controlled by me, so therefore, you know, my luck is probably not great. A flash in the pan, the powder ignites but does not go off. The gun must be re-primed before it can be fired. A full action. Ooh, okay. Okay, that's not bad. Okay.
Just an extra action to reload, though.
Well, the gun takes two. No, so it just needs more primer put into it. So he didn't.
The primer needs to be replaced, essentially.
Yes, so he hasn't
okay.
put. So as Lord Humperdinck pulls down the trigger, flint mechanism comes down, and there's a shoot of sparks, and I'm blasted. He clearly didn't put any primer in. He spends the next full action sorting that out. So we have a mutant up against Casper, I believe.
Yep.
So Casper, as this creature, this mutant abomination comes at you, you can see pox marks, but worse than that, they're oozing and dripping, and large craters. And then as the beast is engaged with you up close, you can see that maggots pop out of these wounds, these festering holes, and flies emerge and fly around him. You're at a -10 for any weapon skill tests against him.
Oof.
So
Alright.
he strikes out at you with an aim. And he misses. See, this, just because Humperdinck fucked up means the rest of them bite. So,
Or maybe just use your bed like now.
I believe that's one too short. Damn it. So, Casper, another one charges at you. This time it has a beak on its face.
I thought this guy had a beak on.
Yay, variety.
Oh, sorry. No, you are right. So, yes, I got that the other way round. So the one that charges at you has pustules and flies and maggots coming out. The other one that just attacked had a beak, which I probably should have attacked with. So this one gets a +10. He strikes you. Would you like to parry?
Yeah. So I have a -10 to the parry, isn't it?
No, not for parries, only for attacks against them.
Oh, okay. So two runs.
I'm not that cruel.
Oof.
And as his let's call it a sword. As his sword comes down, you just bat it away as a fly sort of buzzes past your face. And ooh, they stink as well. Just to add that on, I didn't think it needed to be said, but yeah.
Yeah.
Casper, you're up.
My turn. Okay. gonna wake up if I hit him, so I'm just gonna focus on the stinky guy now. And that is my turn, because that's my attack, I believe.
Yes. So we shall put. I can't believe there's not a Z or like a sleep under the things you can pick. It. Well, we'll have him on his knees. That'll do. Okay. So he slumbers away. This other one is sadness. He sees his friend fall asleep, and he decides that he's going to charge the thing that made him go to sleep. So, sorry, Casper.
Please, I'm only by 2.
So, he's going to come at you with his beak, because what's a charge about running headfirst into the enemy? And he misses. He flying headbutt, kind of lunging forwards with his beak, which drips with a greenish saliva.
Oh, it's a poisonous bite.
Maybe. Magness. Another one charges out with flies and maggots popping out of his flesh. He strikes you. Would you like
I'm
to
gonna
parry?
attempt a parry,
Good move.
which I'm going to flop completely.
Do you want to use a fortune point to re-roll?
Yeah, if I have fortune, and apparently according to this I still have 2.
I tell you
Doesn't
what,
quite
for the fact we've just had the Christmas holidays, everyone can have 1 fortune point refreshed.
Yay! I actually had 1 saved, so that puts me back up to 2, which now back up to 1. Yes.
Can you have one extra?
I need to look it up. What day is it? And there was just.
No, you wouldn't be able to have over your maximum. So you successfully parry the mutant's club away.
It's not the witching night because that's New Year. And they don't really have Christmas in the old world.
I don't
Sangria.
think...
For witching, maybe?
Isn't there Sigmar Day? I seem to feel there's a Sigmar Day.
For religious celebrations.
Also, crossbow. Is that 6? No, never mind. I've got it. 60. Okay. Is long range. Okay. Well, that's annoying. And it is you, right? Okay.
Well, they have Sigmar Tide, but it's on the first day of the summer.
Well done.
Okay, so this footpad is going to fire his crossbow. He's going to aim. He takes a -10 because the enemy is at long range. And he misses. He is going to re-roll that. Is hit? Wow, their hit chance is pathetic. It's a crossbow, so it's not. I'm gonna. No, you can accept your shitty roll. It's a crossbow. I'm not gonna have it break its string on 99. 100, I would. Ah, no! And now he moves forwards. Let me quickly. I can't remember what a run is. It's 12. He runs over to there. He's dead. The other crossbowman, I believe he's reloading, and then the next turn he can shoot. However, the way that things are going, you need more men on the field. So he is going to ready his. He's going to drop his crossbow. He's going to what skills do you have, my friend? I know you don't have much, but... Oh, motherfucker, they've got quick reload? Oh, no, quick draw. Okay, no, that's good. That's good. Okay, so he's going to put away his crossbow, draw his club, and then he's going to run. Now, what's run again? 12. Okay. He runs up into combat, but he's not able to attack. This is quite dangerous, because if they choose to attack him, they get a plus 20. But more numbers. So, Magness.
Yes.
A mutant with a beak pecks at you.
Damn. I mean, I have to take it. I don't have any more parries.
Good point. Good point. So, damages. You take 6 to the left arm. Does that go
Six,
through?
that is ouch. Armor, I have 1, but that's only on body. So toughness 3.
So you take
So I take 3 damage.
As the creature pecks into you and you feel the biting pain of a common feeling. You've been stabbed before, you've had puncture wounds. It's not too unusual in the old world. However, there is a biting, burning pain afterwards that you are not used to at all. You take an additional 1 damage regardless of toughness or armor.
Okay.
As
And I don't... Oh, I don't even roll toughness to resist that. Okay.
Nope. It's a simple 1 damage no matter what.
Okay.
Rather than the D10 that sometimes comes out.
Ow. I prefer the unresistible 1 than a resistible D10. I'm gonna be honest.
It is better, I will admit. Blackhand. Sadly, Ulrich's fury doesn't assist you anymore, but the ancestors know. They have this way of knowing, and they more than likely told Ulrich that no more than that was needed. As you smash this mutant's shoulder, its clavicle shatters, and it falls to the ground, landing on the bone, as after a few moments of it colliding with the ground, you hear this... It appears as if the bone fragments had pierced the lung, and it dies. One more foe has fallen as Livia? No, Aurelia?
That would be me, yes, Aurelia. I am going to... All of these are in combat, correct?
Yes, they're all now in combat, except from the dude down here, but he is hidden because extremely small.
Ah, okay. I'm going to shoot, let's see. I'm going to shoot this one right here.
Sure, it's a -20 for shooting into combat.
Yep. I'm going to...
Pardon me.
I'm actually going to...
Haven't you got 70% ballistic skill?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to fire twice at him. So that's one hit, so -20. And that's another hit with -20. Both of them are in the same dude to guarantee he's going down. Saddens me. He is most assuredly dead.
The elven gods are kind of taking the piss a little bit there. If I'm being completely honest, the 14 would have been adequate.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So you got 18 on the first hit, and then just to finish it off with a nice 7 afterwards. Yeah, this thing charges. Hang on, wait. Hang on a minute. So technically he charged into combat. He didn't run. Yeah, because he attacked. So yes, there would be no modifiers for movement. So yes, all those hit. So as this creature runs in and attacks, swings at Casper, I believe Casper knocked it away. Aurelia's just knocks one arrow, releases. Before it's even hit the creature, knocks the second, pulls back, and as she sees it hit, its arm crumples. She smiles as the second one is loosed. It is most assuredly dead as shit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I didn't realize it just spins another arrow, knocks it ready, and it's like, okay.
So, how bad is casting magic into melee?
It's not bad at all. If you are using contact-based magic, you actually get a +20. Or they get a -20 to dodge, actually.
Ooh, that's nice. So,
Yeah, but...
I'm gonna half move over here. Then. Magic dart, this one.
Sure. So does that mean Casper should have had an extra +20 to his spell?
No. Contact-based magic, actually, if you try to dodge it, you take a -20 to dodge or parry, I believe. Let me recheck. Because all you have to do is touch them, brush them in any way, and you can use the spell,
So sadly, Livia, your gods were with you, but your ability to conjure the winds around you, not so much. Unless you would like to use a fortune point.
Yeah, why not? Try that again. Nope, same result.
Sadly not. Magness, you were up.
Good, good, good. I'm going to keep fighting the guy with the shield. Basically, I'm attacking the same one I attacked previously. Although, do I do I get a penalty now because I'm being ganged up on?
No, they get a bonus from. So I
Okay,
haven't counted.
so-
I haven't counted the charge as them getting the gang up, but from now on they will.
Okay, so I'm gonna half aim and attack. So that's +10, right?
Yes.
I don't even remember. Can we aim melee? I think we
Yes,
can.
you can.
Flobbed.
There's just no +10 for standard attack in this.
Yeah, that's...
Okay, so your attack misses. The creature. Actually, I can do it the other way around. Wait. Full move. Well, run more of. Oh, for fuck's sake, he's still not in range. Okay, so you hear more information. So, just to recap so that you can hear it all correctly. You've had the Dark Prince, the one who dances in the night, the Unwanted Prince. He will then cry out, the Prince who lost all that was taken. No, yes, the Prince who lost all that was taken, the undying Lord that was never claimed, as he squelches closer. Lord Humperdinck reloads. Well, puts more powder in the pan. He's asleep for 7 rounds. He's going to be dead before then. I'm not going to count. He's dead. So, Casper, you're up. One of the creatures is kind of slumped head first into the ground, arse in the air, asleep. Actually, he's got a beak. So, yeah, beak into the ground. Just...
Scree! Scree!
The spell says that he is kind of just helpless,
Yes.
which means
You get a +30.
no, that's attacking unawares. Attacks against this attacks against the character automatically hit and inflict an extra 1d10 damage.
Ah, okay. Right, so if you wish to hit, you... Does it say where you automatically hit?
Page 133, let me just double check.
Well, I would say you have got help, so you're not under too much distress. I'll say you can hit him in the head, because there's someone else who's run into combat next to you, assisting you. If it was 2-on-1, I'd probably say you'd hit him in the body, because you're just trying to take him out whilst getting attacked by someone else.
I mean, do you want me to roll an attack and just use the...
No, because you will have to roll for ages in case you miss. Nuffle doesn't like you, so we'll say you hit him in the head because you're not under duress. So
Alright.
roll a 1d, roll your damage, and then roll an extra 1d10. Oh fuck me. Okay, so Ulrich has helped you, but you automatically hit. So roll damage again for your quarterstaff, and then an extra d10.
How do you do Ulrich's Fury again?
Don't worry about doing Ulrich's because you already hit. So if you just roll your staff another 2 times, and we'll deduct.
You can on your weapons tab, if you look down, there's a button named Urix Fury. So you click it, and you roll your flat weapon skill.
Oh, actually, do that. Just put in 100 because you auto hit. So when it says modifier, put 100.
All right.
And you can't miss. Okay,
3.
so you do 13, and then the extra D10.
2. 15.
You do 15 as you just slam your staff straight into this creature's eye. As its beak is stuck into the ground, you just yank forwards and you just hear this. That's like a cantaloupe being opened up as you use its eye socket as a lever to hinge it. It is very much dead.
Alright. It's end of my turn.
Another poor mutant dies. He only wanted to give out hugs and cuddles. So another one with the beak, and his third eye blinking. Oh yeah, you stabbed him in his third eye and used that to lever it. Hinge his head open. I like that. Well, he's going to attack the guy who's running at him because an extra plus 20 is quite nice. So he gets 30 to his attack. And he hits. Does the footpad parry successfully? He does. So
Only just?
smashing the beak away from him. However, sad days for Magness. A weird
I
thing.
bet they are.
A weird thing with flies swipes at you and hits. But I believe you can
And
dodge
not if
now.
I parry.
Will Nuffle answer?
No,
will not.
no, Nuffle gives me a big fuck you.
Do you take a
Nuffles does not
whopping
like purple.
9 to the leg? The only person...
Ow, that is painful.
So another 6.
9, so that's 6, 7 because I take damage.
No,
that
not
right?
from this one. This one's got flies, so no
So
poison.
I take 6 damage. Ouch, I'm dangerously low.
So, this one enters combat, officially. So he swings with his club. Actually, good point. Yes, so there is 2. So Casper, at the moment, you and the footpad are outnumbering the mutant, so you get an extra 10 to your attacks.
Sweet.
And he hits the mutant as a beak. That is quite handy. It was actually quite good that you shot so many of the ones that had flies as they were running up. It's meant that in combat you haven't really had to deal with that minus 20. So the footpad fails. No, sorry, the mutant fails. So he now rolls his damage. He does 7 to the right leg. And to the next person's turn. So, sorry, Magness. The one with...
If I die, I die.
The one with the beak attacks. Well, it's kind of up to Nuffle if he misses even with that extra 10. He misses. Black Hand, you're up.
Well, since there are no more enemies in out of combat, I want to shoot the one who did the last damage.
Okay, so I'd probably say that out of all the people here, Magness is the one who needs the most help. So you could shoot at one of the ones fighting Magness. There's a minus 20 for shooting into combat. It's a minus 10 if you aim.
I will aim and shoot.
Okay. And you strike him in the body. Roll damage for me.
Yeah, I need to reload. So scratch that.
Oh, did you need to reload? Okay.
Yeah.
Sadly, Black Hand lines up his shot and imagines the hit, but then, oh shit, quickly reloads his weapon and waits for the next turn. Irelia. Yes.
Let's try my luck again, shall we? That's a miss.
Do you want to use a fortune?
I will be using my last fortune, yes, because why not? That makes it 2 hits, and sure, let's make 1 for each.
So where's the damage going?
These 2. First
Okay.
one to this one, second one to this one.
Okay.
I helped. There were 3 here. There were only 2 here, but I need to help here.
So, so as one of the abominations goes in to peck at Magness, missing as Magness steps backwards, Aurelia sees her chance, firing her first shot at the second mutant to distract it, hitting it in the leg. The second shot fires straight at the beaked creature, going in under his into his armpit, puncturing something inside as he collapses to the floor. Froth soon builds up around his beak as it struggles to breathe, and he dies. Poor mutants, poor abominations. Livia, you're up.
Can I hand items to other people?
I think it's a half action to hand off an item. If you have quick hands or quick reload or whatever the one lets you draw items as a free action, it's essentially free action, half action, pass off. If you don't have that, then it's half action, grab item, half action, hand off.
Okay, so
What did you want to hand off?
a healing draft or poultice.
You can't use healing
It's a draft.
cultists. You can use drafts in combat.
Yeah, I would have wanted to move here and then hand a healing draft to Magness.
Sure, you can do that. That would be if you. So technically, you wouldn't be able to move because move is a half action. Do you have quick? Hang on, the footpads have the skill. Do you have quick draw?
Let me check. Nope.
Okay, so it would be you could move, you could half action draw the item and hold it out to Magness, but Magness would have to use a half action to actually grab it.
Oh, but I need half action to kill people.
Would be half action grab item, half action drink.
Yeah, which
Not to be a spoil sport, there's also the problem that he's actively engaged in combat.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
So you do outnumber it now.
So I can inform you that its turn is a few people's goes away, you know. You how many allies do you have? One, two, three. I mean, to be fair, you might get yeah. It's up to you what you want to do. I would allow it. You're only against one enemy. It's not like you're under duress by multiple enemies coming at from multiple angles. So
I mean, I could just, stay there and cast Magic Dart again.
You could.
Sure.
But I kind of wanted to help you out.
It's fine, I'll live.
So as Magnus looks over his shoulder at you, reaching for a draft, he just gives you a smile, a devilish, daredevil smile.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Okay. Oh. And that's a hit.
So you reach, so you gather the winds of magic around you, firing off your magic dart yet again. And ooh, actually, hang on, let me just double check this. I believe I'm right in saying, yes, you pierce it in its chest. Yeah, fine, okay. You chuck your magic dart, aiming for the vitals of the chest, but your aim's off. And you strike it in the leg, but you must have hit something vital in the groin region because it falls to the ground and dies.
My glory!
Magness, it's your turn. You're no longer being assaulted by the creatures. So, Magnus, you would be able to hear that the voice came from this region, but you still cannot see him yet.
So
You can-
I don't know he's there.
You can all hear his voice when he speaks, so you know there's something there, and you can see the
Okay.
grass has been squashed because this is a kind of a meadow type area. There's longish grass like up to your shin, lower knee.
Give me a moment. I want to see if there's anything I can do.
It's almost as if he's so small you would need to get within a certain range of him to be able to see. Holy shit, is that? What?
Smooth.
Out of character questions.
Sure.
Does any of you guys have a water spell?
A water spell? No, that's not how.
Yes.
That's not how magic in the old.
Yeah, I mean, is with the winds or a water thingy?
No, it's not how
I'm just
magic
gonna-
works in this.
I'm just
LP.
gonna delay. So I save up half action for later. And I can spend that half action anytime before my next turn.
Sure. So you wait and observe as
Yes.
half move.
Because it's nice because it doesn't say I have to specify the action. It just says that I save half action for later.
So, Magnus, as you are the closest, you see the grass in front of you flatten. And this blackish blob thing, yet there's flesh colours merged in, rolls and slivers like a snake in the most peculiar fashion you've ever seen. As a face and a head roll forwards, you look into its eyes and, I will turn you into my new followers for his glory. And let us see if it works. Now, I can't do anything too fancy because I only have a half action. So we're going to do burning blood. I think that sounds. Is it? Hang on.
It sounds kind of hot.
I'm just checking. I believe it's the right one. Yes, it is the right one. Okay. So yes, he is going to use burning blood. He has. Oh, actually, do the gods answer his cries? They do not. So he gets 2 dice. Yep. No channeling. No ingredients. Submit. Sadly, the gods do not answer him, but they do answer me, motherfucker. Right.
Ooh.
So he cries out in pain. Almost a high-pitch squeal. And you see steam begin to rise from him. But apart from that, nothing too bad. For the magic users, you can tell that something happened. Something bad. Just innately. You can feel that the winds of magic have... almost like a mini explosion. They were used up in the area and then quickly rushed back in a very harsh and unnatural way. Well, no, it's not unnatural because it's Zinch's curse. So in a natural overloading capacity would be how you felt it, as if he drew in too much power. Lord Humperdinck, Lord...
The man that
Humperdinck.
will one day reload.
No, he has reloaded. There's nothing to shoot, unfortunately, and he can't see the creature, the person, the mage. You can, Magness. So he will look at the 2 who are on the boat. So he looks at Black Hand and Irelia. You seem to have the will you seem to have the will to overcome this madness. Go forth and end it. I must bring the hirelings back before their minds are lost to this filth.
After, I would like to take my half action after Humperdinck is done.
Sure.
Which will be a simple move. Just to double check, yes, I can move 4, so... Step to here. That's my half action.
Sure. As you get closer to the creature, I believe you are well within range. Yes. So within 7 meters, you can see the full aspect of what this thing is. There is a human face, pale and gaunt with scars and blisters, looking up at you. Yet the hands, one seems to be frozen in place in an unnatural grasping form, whereas the other lays flat and limp out in front of him. You're almost shocked in a way. In fact, Magnus, roll me willpower, please.
He always gets me.
You may
with them
have
willpower
a plus
rolls.
10.
Ooh.
Okay, it's fine.
You look
Fine,
up.
I've seen worse.
You look down at his dead, gaunt eyes as this human pile of flesh and clothing slivers and slimes and looks at you with these just absolute terror and delight written over his face in the same expression, which is all the more creepy. And he just smiles. Casper, you're up.
Up this guy.
Sure, you get a plus 10 for ganging up. So if you aim, another plus 10. If you're going to use your sleep spell, I believe. So I think you would get an additional. So when it says modifier for the spell, if it's a touch spell and you're in combat, I would probably give you an extra +20 because they don't dodge. If it's a willpower test, it would mean giving them an extra +20. So I think it's better to give you the benefit and just have them roll flatly. Otherwise, they'll never fall asleep.
Let me see I'm gonna look up the spell.
What spell is it again?
Sleep? What school is it from?
Sleep
It's-
is...
Okay, I
magic
found it.
spell.
You touch causes one opponent to fall into slumber for a D10 rounds unless a successful willpower test is made. Sleeping characters are considered helpless. Sleeping is a touch spell.
So it would get the +20 that he's in combat using it correctly. So
Touch spells.
I'm just gonna hit him with my stick.
Whenever
Okay.
you want to cast a spell requiring touch, you must make a successful weapon skill. This is considered part of the action, so it is not required to make a separate action. It is possible to dodge or parry the touch spell, but at -20 penalty.
unfortunately, the creature bats your quarterstaff away. After seeing you rip its companion's skull open, it has reason to be wary of your beating stick. Ooh. And as it is its turn, it is going to attempt to peck you. Ah, and it misses. I believe you're dead. So you've reloaded. However, I do not trust you guys to shoot into combat. So you get to attack. Weapon, come here, you. So he hits. I'm actually just going to roll damage now.
I'm gonna be right back.
Righto. But
Hey.
oh, actually no. The creature can't parry again. He already parried, so it does take 10. How much damage does it already? Okay, so as you parry its beaky head away, Casper, you just see the footpad come in with his club and smashes into the side of his shoulder, and the bone just disappears through the creature's neck as it gurgles and crackles and falls to the floor dead. The footpad looks very pleased with himself.
I'm very pleased with the footpad.
Blackhand, you are up.
I have no idea where. We have an inkling where the.
No, you know the area that it's in, so you can tell that it's in this square, but the grass is too long for you to be able to see it. It gives you a -20 to hit it because it's so small.
So a -20 to hit.
That's if you can see it. You can't see it from where you are. Like Magness, he can see it because he's within 7 meters. If you want to be able to know where it is, you have to be within 11 or 12? No, 12 meters.
Yeah. Quick question before I do my reload, because I need to reload anyway. Is the grass flammable?
Yes, the grass is flammable, but I tend to... If it's in combat, I don't have fire spread. I might change that for this series. At the moment, I don't have fire spread because it's too much to keep control of when you're GMing. But
Okay,
it is
no
flammable.
problem.
It's green. It's not like... It doesn't look like hay, like it's ready to be harvested.
Yeah.
No, that was flammable.
I need to reload anyway, so.
Righto. Irelia.
I don't think I can see the guy, even though I have excellent vision,
No,
can I?
you can't. You're literally, from where you guys are, you're looking into grass. That's all you can see.
There is no other enemy alive,
No,
correct?
they're all dead.
And I do know there's someone here, right?
Yes, you all know that he's there because he is speaking and you can hear him. But you can't see him. The grass is up to just below your knee. And this guy is probably at your ankle. So he is very much hidden. But you can't be surprised by him because he's talking.
They're always trying to indirect fire like a mortar.
I don't think I can make a blind shot over there, can I?
No.
So
So you
I-
could, but you would need to get a natural 1.
Yeah, I get it. So,
Do 2 shots.
I'm gonna actually just try to rush ahead and see if I can get eyes on this creepy ass little dude.
I mean,
I'm gonna
Magness
make a run action here.
Magness can point him out and be like, "There's a thing here," but you still can't shoot him because you don't have direct line of sight. You'd still be shooting into the
No.
grass randomly.
It's okay.
I
I'm just gonna
mean,
run action.
And at 12 meters, you can see him and you have line of sight, but there's still a -20 because he's so small.
I'm currently at 18, unfortunately, so
Livia,
that's all I can do.
you're up.
Oh, sorry, I was muted.
Livia, you see everything that I described to Magnus. This flat ball of skin. Its head is perched up with these gaunt, dead eyes, with horror and pleasure written on his face at the same time. Roll me willpower with a +10. You gain 1 insanity point as you see this horror in front of you. This looks like a man whose skeleton left his body and looking for a new career in life. This is just skin, clothing, and disease.
that's a colorful way to describe it. Holy shit.
It's how the book describes it.
Yeah.
Thank you, writers of 2nd edition.
Oh, I love that book.
Was that a full move?
Yep.
Okay. So, Magnus, you're up.
Right. I'm gonna go against my better judgment and charge him.
Okay. So there's a -10 overall.
Okay, so he's at a -20 to be hit.
No. He's at a -20, so you charge, which is a +10.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
get.
That's what I meant. -10. No dice. No dice.
Sadly, you're just too disgusted at the thing as you go to strike it, and it just slurps to one side. So he's going to ask the Dark Gods for help again. They answer. This is good. He is then going to half action channel. He successfully channels. And then I mean, I could make you vomit uncontrollably, which would be quite funny.
I mean, you could.
That would be quite...
It would also, unfortunately, stun him, probably.
Yeah, probably. I mean, you tend to not to be able to do all those things when you vomit.
Oh, I know.
You would.
No, he's going to cast sleep on you as he slaps one of his tentacly arms out, latching onto your leg. No ingredients and no modifier. Motherfucker, I should have done a damaging spell. Oh well. So please roll for me willpower. I should have actually given him a plus 20 because it's a touch spell. But never mind. So yes, roll for me flat willpower.
Okay.
You fail.
Nah, I imagine Magnus's skeleton is about to walk out and search for a new life choice now.
Fucker. Okay, so I rolled a GM 1d10. I have GM ones for every now and then. I got a 1. So, Magnus, you fall asleep for 1 round. And how many enemies are there left? Yes, that's right, 1. So, and your turn's before him, so you're going to fall asleep. And then 12 seconds later, you wake up going, oh, that was really nice.
Yeah, Magnus is just like, whoop, narcolepsy. Magical narcolepsy.
Damn it. Okay.
This must be hilarious to a bystander.
So as Lord Humperdinck sees Magnus slump to the ground, he thinks he's dead. So he is going to... Well, he's going to just... Yeah, Overwatch. He's just going to watch. Casper, you're up.
Alright. Run to there.
Casper, please roll for me willpower with a plus 10. And much like the others, you now see this squelching human thing.
Ooh.
1 insanity point.
Can I fortune that?
You can, if you wish.
What could be worse? Same. Wow.
Exactly the same. Well.
Well then.
That's pretty nuts. So yeah, 1 insanity point as you watch this twisted abomination. You're dead. Say goodbye. You come off the tracker now. You retreat backwards at Lord Humperdinck's request. So, Blackhand, you're up.
Line of sight isn't shared, right?
You won't be able to. So from your position, there's no way you will be able to see this thing. Unless someone actively crushes all the grass leading up to it and then moves out of the way, you will need to move forward, sadly.
I mean, I don't really want to move forward.
Charge on up with your little dwarven legs. Aye!
I mean, I would need 6 turns to go into combat range. With all runs.
So you go on Overwatch, then, shouting out words of encouragement as your longer-legged companions take up the charge.
What's Overwatch exactly?
If anything comes in your line of sight, which is basically where your companions are, I'll give you a free shot. There is an Overwatch in the game, but I can tell you now as a GM, I haven't planned on anything else popping up. So unless Zinch decides that he wants to add a character into the mix, you're basically going to be watching until the team kill off the end boss.
Yeah, I will go into Overwatch then. Thank you.
No worries. Irelia.
I dread this. But I'm gonna move I think over here is enough. I can move up to 8 as a double move. And can I now see him?
Yes, at 12 you can indeed see him. You don't have to roll
Okay.
for willpower yet. It's a minus
Okay.
20 to shoot at him. Plus, he is engaged with Magness, so there's another minus 20.
Unfortunately, I cannot do anything else because that would be moving twice. Because my move is 5, so I would be 1 away. I would be 1 shy if I hadn't moved twice. So that's all I can do.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll throw a magic dart at the little shit.
Sure. Magic doesn't take the modifier because it's kind of heat seeking. You're sensing where his aura is, his magical being, in a way. So you strike him in his head as his head is perched up ever so slightly. Let's have a look what he has for armor. Does he have any? He does not. Of course he doesn't. He's a finger wiggler. Okay, so your magic dart strikes him in the head, ripping off flesh as it flies past. He just looks at you and, I have suffered far worse, elf.
Hold on, no.
Have I ever told you I do not like him?
So, Magnus, you awake.
What? Hey! Can I attack him again?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, I think
It's-
you'd awake
yeah,
on the end of
it's-
your turn.
Okay, so I just wake up.
Yes. Yeah. I think you kind of like start stirring as you,
Okay.
Oh fuck, as it's still there. It's just been attacked by a magic caster who hit it in the head. He doesn't like that, so he's going to do a similar thing back. Channeling. He succeeds. Excellent. Dark gods, do they answer? They do. So he is going to go with Burning Blood on Livia. But sadly, it fails. Yes, sadly, it fails.
Looks like
Lord.
Isha is with me.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that, but Casper, you rock.
Alright. Charging in.
So, if you aim from now on, there will be no negatives to your attack. For this round, Casper, you need to go in for a -10 to your charge.
Yeet.
And you hit him in the head. It's almost as if his head is perched up and that's all that there is to hit.
I'm thinking that's a little meerkat.
He can.
Fine.
He does not have the ability to dodge or parry, sadly. As you bop him in the head, you don't feel it's like hitting a rug that's on a line. There doesn't really seem to be all that much there. Blackhand continues his Overwatch. Irelia.
I'm gonna take aim and fire at him.
So that's a -10. Oh, hang on.
20 overall, because the -20 because of his size, correct? And -20 because he's in combat, so...
Yes, I was just
I get
thinking.
plus 20 for aiming. So it's minus.
That's what I was
I
thinking.
get it wrong.
Sorry, I just remembered that you get plus 20 for an aim now, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so yeah, just plus 20 or minus.
That's a miss.
But it's not a miss of 1 degree, so you don't shoot any of your allies. It's good
Thankfully, yes.
or bad. Livia, you are up.
Oh, we're gonna try that again.
So you strike it in the leg. What you can only you think it's the leg. You're not entirely sure. As the skin kind of folds over, and it was out behind it and kind of slithering up. So you imagine it was the leg. You see just this dead expression, and then a sense of joy come over it as soon, the sacrifice will be complete. Magness, you're up. If you aim with your attack, there is no negative. It would be a flat roll.
Oh, I'm gonna aim then and attack him.
And you strike him. It in what you think it's the body. You're not entirely sure. Roll damage. With a massive 9. How would you like to drop the hammer, Magnus?
At this point, I'm probably just hacking wildly, hoping I hit him. Then I'm still probably a bit groggy from the magical narcolepsy.
So sure. So you just take your long blade, your kind of a short sword, a long dagger, and you just start stabbing into the ground again and again as you hear this. The sacrifice is complete. He begins to ooze and dribble, Magnus, as you stab into him. His skin begins to melt, and his belongings turn toxic as they bubble and fizz. But he surely dies, but there is still a look of pleasure on his face.
That's Steven for you.
So, at that, the battle has come to an end. You take a moment and there is silence. Almost. The sounds of heavy breathing as you've exerted yourself over these long minutes. And as you catch your breath, the adrenaline fades. You still hear the cries of a small child in agonizing pain. Lord Humperdinck's can be heard. Oi, halflings, hirelings, stay on the ship. Do not leave. Do not approach. All those who have the stomach and willpower to come over this evil, guard me. He packs up his weapon and he begins to move forwards. You've seen Lord Humperdinck swagger through towns before, his large girth swaying from side to side, almost in a hypnotic dance in some manner. Yet now he walks with authority, with assurance. He marches up. Almost a different person is born as he eyes the battlefield, looking at the abominations, the disgusted look on his face. He looks up towards the standard for this twisted chaos carnival.
I approach the bodies and start stabbing.
Sure. As you approach the bodies, you begin making sure that they are dead. You stab some, and there's disgusting squelch, and flies ooze, and maggots wriggle free.
We're trying to investigate this circle thing. And bonfires, campfire, whatever thing it was.
Sure. So as you all begin moving forwards to assist Lord Humperdinck, you're to note that he has his aiming stick firmly embedded in the ground, his Hockland long rifle primed. If anyone would like to roll perception, there is a -20. For the elves, keep your hearing based pluses, but there is a -20. Modify it however you will. As Lord Humperdinck says something before pulling the trigger. There's a snap, a bang, a flash of smoke, and the small figure of the child, the head is no more.
It's a minus how much?
20, but you get to add in
-20.
your elven, you get to modify it how your elven race does.
Oh, so close.
So none of you
Well,
here.
we only get excellent vision, so it's only sight.
You've
So we get a bonus
got
roll.
pointy ears. I'd give you an extra +5 for hearing. So, as you gather, Lord Humperdinck reloads his weapon. He stands with a sorrowful look on his face. You don't hear the prayer that he mutters, but he reloads his weapon. Casper, as you get closer, there's an evil aura that surrounds this ritual site. You can see several corpses that just lay thrown to the side of one cart down here. Ooh. Maneuver the stream so they can all see this lovely sight. The corpses are down here discarded. There appears to be a circle and a star drawn in blood, with symbols that you don't quite understand. When you look at them, they make your skin crawl, and you fight back vomit.
Really is gonna put her arrow back in the quiver, and she's gonna say, I think we should probably just burn this entire place to the ground, all the caravans, and destroy this circle. I don't think there's anything else we can do. What say you, Humperdinck? And well, Magus, if you also know what we should do. I don't see anything else we can do about this.
So, Lord Humperdinck examines the area. He doesn't get very close, but he looks at the sigils and, well, I don't know about the magical parts of it, but I think destroying the ground would work if we went at it with hoe and pick it might disrupt whatever this is. The carts, he looks up, and even the animals, the horses, look diseased and rotten. I see no sense in risking contamination. Kill the animals and set it all ablaze.
The eyes of the dwarves lose a sparkle.
Aurelia, you... Oh, you're going to sacrifice one of those animals. Isha won't want it. Isha won't want it. As you look, the animals are very, very diseased and just... You're surprised they're still alive and pulling the carts. Just to be alive is... Ugh.
She's more praying that she has to sacrifice these animals. I don't think Isha would have any issues with that. Because technically, even though they are diseased, these are sad and pitiful creatures. So she would sacrifice each and every single one of the animals. So
Fair enough.
put them out of their misery.
Fair enough. Isha and Papa Nurgle can fight over who gets their souls. That's fine. So the animals are sacrificed. Lord Humperdinck would advise burning all the corpses. Does he have enough trust in you guys? Let's see. I'll roll this one too. Just so so Lord Humperdinck rolled a natural 3 on an intelligence test to remember, to like the knowledge of how you would get rid of something like this. I'm going to say it's willpower to... He has faith in you. Now my luck comes in. He has faith in you. He leaves you to your business. I'm not going to remind anyone of what happened last time. I did mention something last time, just in case.
If you mean
I would
glowing...
want to go inside the caravans to look for stuff.
Yeah, I want to search through this card here.
Okay.
Yeah, really,
So-
if she sees you guys trying to go in, she's gonna go like, I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to go inside a super fucking diseased
Aurelia,
because-
you're currently saying prayers to Isha as you sacrifice the dead horse to Nurgle. So, Black Hand, can you place yourself next to the cart you would like to check?
Boy.
And Casper, can you place your token next to the cart you would like to check?
Oh boy.
This will go so badly wrong.
That's gonna be fun. Oh, okay, so you're going for the same one. Okay. Yeah. So, Casper and Blackhand, as the others take about their business, you come over. Maybe you make out as if you're checking over the animal, or perhaps the cart. Maybe Blackhand, you tap on the woodwork to see if it's salvageable. It's not. It's very much rotten. But as you open up the back of this particular cart, you see that there are not books, but paperwork, parchment, hanging up in some areas. In other areas, it's just laid out on a small writing desk that, Blackhand, as a crafter, I'll give this to you just innate. It looks like a specially crafted writing apparatus, something to support a creature, to hold it upright and to allow it to have its arms positioned straight forwards, as if someone had made a wooden mannequin holder. And the writing desk is covered with paperwork. Some of the paperwork is You can see these are like writings. They're formula. They're research materials. There's scribbles all over different parts of the parchment, and others are perfect. These look like they've been drawn by a skilled craftsman and are laid out perfectly, as if it was taken from a page of a book, or perhaps if it was a page for a book. You're not quite sure. But with another glance around the inside of this cart, you can see that there's a small trunk at the back with a large padlock on it. The padlock is not locked, it is open at this moment.
What's in? Do I notice any maps on in the paper work?
No. So you've entered you've entered the cart now. Casper,
Yes.
would you enter further, or would you look in, see these things, and offer judgment?
Yeah, I would go in.
Casper enters. So as Blackhand begins shuffling papers about on this desk, Casper enters and, looking over his Blackhand's shoulder easily, can see that roll me, Casper, your magical knowledge. Any magical knowledge will do. There's no minuses to know what this is, but you can't read it. You don't know what the meaning behind it is.
Let's do normal magic. No. Don't have a baldy.
You're not sure. They're parts of a book, pages from a book, research. You're not quite sure. You can't read it in any of the languages that you know, or perhaps it's in a cipher or a code. You're not entirely sure. Blackhand, as you move over to the trunk and open it, you would find there is a coin bag in the trunk, along with a golden mirror, a hand mirror, a you know, about the size of an ashtray. It's quite small, dainty. It looks like it was for a woman. Gold and some filigree, not particularly fine filigree. It looks quite simple in its design, and there are a few gold leaves that have been placed at the bottom of the mirror.
Can I make a magical sense?
Sure.
Yeah, I would ask for it.
Blackhand, you can't. You just see a mirror.
No, I meant I would ask to my companion to check it out, because I wouldn't trust.
No.
There's too much going on around this area, with a ritual that has just been cast, and with battle, and you've just used your magical abilities for the first time. It's too much of a strain.
I take my axe to it and smash it.
You smash the mirror.
Smash the mirror and take the coins.
Okay. You smash the mirror. There's also a suit of leather armor in there. It's human sized. The mirror contains It contains 19 gold coins. 19 gold coins. There are several other items in the cart, but they're all very mundane. You don't really. So you broke the mirror. You've got the gold. There's leather armor, pages for books. There is one book. Yes, there would be one book. Looks quite mundane. Doesn't look like there's anything particularly special about it. However, the cover is very dirty, and the leather along the edge of the book seems very worn. It almost goes through into the wooden plate that they use for the front of the book, or the insert.
I'll pick it up and try and discern if there's anything on the cover. Or either side.
On the cover, as you turn it round, it looks like a very old book, quite possibly 100 years. That kind of age to it, but it doesn't have any of the filigree of like a printed an illuminated book. And as you look on the cover, it says the mournful stories of Aveland. It's nothing too out there or worrying. As you open the book cautiously, you see just mundane writings. You get a bit more confident, open it, and it seems to be a book. Would you read any of it, or?
Not yet. I'll just mention to Blackhand it's an old storybook. Maybe it's worth a couple of silver. Slip out my bag.
I don't think that's a smart idea.
It seems to be written in Reichspiel, doesn't it?
Yep, it's written in Reichspiel. It's just a mundane book. So some of the fingerprints of like dirty fingerprints that you would get from reading a book over and over again. You can see where someone, perhaps the individual who you murdered earlier, may have been holding it, or other people throughout its time. There is a date on the book, so you do know it's about 100 years old, but it's not special in any way, except from the fact that it's quite thick, cheap parchment. When you look at the quality of the pages, it's nothing special in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. What was it called again?
The Mournful Stories of Aveland. Oh, and bollocks, I forgot. No, hang on. Sorry, not Aveland. Why am I on about? We're in Whistleland. So it's about Whistleland and another province that you've never heard before, and I forget the name of it now. God damn it! Why did I? Where's the book?
Sylvania.
No, it's Sullen. Sullen? Or is it Seoul? I will find out. I'll find the
Can you put it in chat?
when I find my notes that were written up for what loot was in his, I will. It's Seoul. Yeah, it is Seoul. So essentially, for those of you who don't know, Whistleland used to be half the size that it is. But then a few hundred years ago, a greenskin warg bowled through and Seoul was destroyed. So Whistleland were good neighbours, took in all of Seoul's refugees, and then fought the greenskin warg back. I believe with Sigmar? No, I don't think it was with Sigmar. And that's why Whistleland has a star in their flag.
Okay.
I think that's right. Anyway, so yes, you have sad stories about the two provinces. Other stuff's just mundane living stuff. It's all quite dirty, quite nasty and rank. There are bottles and vials of blood. You, Casper, you would notice this. There do seem to be reagents, but for a magic that you're not quite sure about, you don't know.
Okay.
And you're not entirely sure if any of them would be useful to you. None of them look like they have any value.
I'm a little bit conflicted. Give me 1 second.
How much coins were in the purse?
19 gold coins. 19.
90 or 19?
19.
I shared them with my compatriots.
You're gonna make us do math, aren't you?
Here's the thing.
See,
Are you
Jim.
gonna show
9
us-
gold and 10 silver.
See, Jim. This is why Wilhelm was greedy, because I'm lazy and can't do math.
Oh no, I get it. It's just that, are you sharing with your compatriot Casper that is inside the carriage with you, or you're gonna try to share it with everybody? Because as soon as Aurelia sees that you are inside those carriages, she's gonna go like, yeah, no, fuck that. I'm not gonna go get Super Fantasy 8s from you guys. No, I'm good.
No, it's Super Magic Fantasy 8.
Yeah.
Alright.
And probably tetanus.
I don't think I can swipe any of the papers, so I'm just gonna say we can use these papers as kindling and set a light for the carriage from inside.
That seems like a smart move.
So you're so Casper, I will give you the opportunity if you wish. Blackhand did open up the chest, and then he had to take out his axe, and break the mirror. You would have had some time where he was looking away from you. If you think the chest was pointed, actually, let's doodle on my map. Why not? If you think the chest was over this way, and the papers are over here, you could, if you wanted to, you could attempt to take some papers whilst he's fiddling with the chest.
If it requires sleight of hand, I don't have it, so I can't.
I would probably say that I would give you a innate 2 success if you were to do an agility test to try and just pluck some of the papers and gather some of them up. Blackhand would get a perception test flat, and he would have to get 2 degrees of success or more in order to see you picking up papers.
I mean, I can roll it, but you got like a chance of 4 out of 100.
Say again, sir?
Yeah, no, I don't see shit. I can't find my nose.
And I...
Okay, Casper. So as you see Blackhand kind of shimmy on over to the chest, you look at some of the papers some more and look around, and then as he cranks up the chest, you hear this. You just slide some of the papers together, and then you hear this jingle, 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 and he's kind of muttering to himself. I think there's about maybe 90. Let's count them out. He puts all the coins. You slide some more papers into the middle, and then he gets his axe out, and you're like, okay. Grab the papers, put them behind my back, and then he starts smashing something in there, and you're like, okay, this is the time. You put the papers up into your robes and just pass them and the Black Hand's just... You have pretty much all the papers that were there. You even have enough time to grab some other papers and just scatter them about a bit.
Okay.
Blackhand, because you did get a 99, if you want, you can re-roll it. I will give you that option. But because you got a 99,
Nah.
I'll probably say you don't really notice, as Casper says.
I don't notice it.
Casper, Blackhand doesn't notice, as you mention about using the paperwork to light a fire. And you begin taking out, I believe you have a fire starter kit. I think everyone does. Or you get some from the fire that's burning out in front, and you set fire to the paperwork, the clean paperwork. Irelia. Yes, Irelia. You say your prayer to Isha, and you slit the creature's throat. It kicks and fights and struggles with you. Roll me strength.
I mean, I wouldn't actually just go near it and, kill, just like his throat. I would just fire an arrow.
Okay. So you're a bit further back, and you close your eyes. You say your prayer to Isha. You knock an arrow. You draw, and you fire straight, point blank to the head. The shot goes straight into the animal's head, and you see it kick up and roar, and it doesn't go down. Its eyes go in to the back of its head, looking round, but it doesn't move.
I mean, I would just, shoot it in the eye socket or maybe in the neck, so it will either, die instantly from getting hit in the brain, or just, die.
You reposition. You shot it last time square in the forehead. You reposition now. So you know you'll shoot straight through the eye socket, deep into the brain again. You do this, and the second shot, the creature doesn't really make much noise, but its jaw goes slack and begins to roll, and it teeters and totters, and it collapses down. As it collapses down, the force makes its stomach explode open. Roll me agility, please, as you try to dodge out of the way of the splatter.
Ew, I wouldn't be that close. Jesus Christ, you.
Oh, the splatter's going a decent distance,
I got this.
So you easily step out of the way and dodge as it sprays black gore. Just the smell is overpowering. You can just about, you're outside, there's a breeze. You thank Isha for the breeze, as the smell is just rank. These animals must have died a long time ago to produce a smell like that.
It's really just gonna go like, ooh. Sorry, Isha, but maybe these aren't really meant for you. Jesus. Not Jesus. Isha, Morihag, and Lily have to protect me from this foul smell. Ooh. And also, Aurelia, you're a hunter. Don't do the dumbest mistake of shooting an animal in the forehead. It has a thick skull. Shoot you through the eye or the neck. Ugh. Okay, people, stay far away from these creatures, because when they die, as you can see, they are fucking disgusting. And before Aurelia actually moves to finish off the arrest ones, she's gonna take some charcoal, put on her face mask, wrap some herbs from the poultices on her face mask, and just keep it tight so she doesn't, breathe stink ass thing, and so she can make a basic gas mask. And she's gonna go kill each and every single one of the animals, making sure to be just far enough away so she doesn't get the gore.
Okay. So this will take you, a fair few minutes. in that time, in the time that it takes you to dispatch the second animal, you see Casper and Blackhand exit from the cart as smoke begins to come out of the back of it. Blackhand is bouncing a coin purse in his hand. You left the mirror, yeah? You just smashed it and left it?
Yes.
Okay.
There's no mirrors.
What the hell are you two doing? That carriage is super fucking diseased. You guys should know better than not step into that.
We wanted to know if they had the destination in mind, so that we knew where they wanted to go, and we could figure out where to go next. It seems like our Humperdinck will really has a spine against his spine for business like this.
Did you try to cover your hands at all? Or I was just ignoring the information. Did you protect her?
I have hand gloves on.
Yeah, but did you breathe in the air in there?
Yes.
Jesus
yes,
Christ, people. You do not go into super fucking diseased carriages from God knows who dark gods it is. Jesus Christ, you people should know better.
Who's this Jesus you keep talking about?
Beloved Isha.
Very true. Very true. Who is this Jesus?
Beloved Isha, you should know better.
I'm sorry, I nitpick, but
No, you're correct. Really's gonna start cursing, and Eltharin like, God damn these dumb. Ugh, you're gonna spread disease all over the entire boat now, and we're all gonna die. Filthy, smelly, and sticky, just like these fucking dead animals. Jesus, Isha, fucking Christ.
You know what you could do. You know what you could do with. You have dealt with this before. That the outcome wasn't great for those infected, but they could always sleep outside. You know.
We have those symptoms.
Really's gonna trap her little corner again with traps, and she's not gonna get near either Getty or Casper.
Listen, we didn't get any corpse juice in our mouth, so I think we're okay.
Hey, let's be honest. A dwarf is more sturdy than some random serf. He's gonna be fine.
You call us serf.
So you ran.
The guy that we kicked outside and he died of plague.
Oh yeah.
Didn't he die of undercooling? I'm pretty sure it was undercooling.
You already forgot the guy that we left outside to die in the cold.
Hunter's called me a serf.
See now we're in the old world. Now we're in the old world.
So you take some time to dispatch the animals.
Cursing all the time.
Would you search any other carts, or is that was that the last one?
No, Aurelia's not even gonna pick her ammo back. She's just sacrificing the animals.
I tried to fabricate something similar to what Aurelia has for her mouth, and look inside the other cages. Coaches, if there is anything that indicates where they will go over what they were plotting to.
Blackhand, if you want to enter a caravan, put your token next to a caravan. Do you want to search?
I say we should figure out what they were planning to do.
I'm sorry, just out of character, would Blackhand even have outdoor survival? And would he even know that Aurelia did this? Because she did this before.
I mean, I think a mask is pretty much obvious to see.
No, she's always wearing a mask.
Okay, so essentially, Blackhand wouldn't know of the exact same way to do it, but he would know about making breathing masks using cloth. As a craftsman, as a dwarf craftsman, he spends a lot of time underground next to forges and furnaces and anvils, and so it's not the same one. But Blackhand, you would have essentially a couple of a couple of not napkins. Oh yeah, fine, napkins. A couple of napkins that you would have, and a a piece of cloth that would go around your face, so you could essentially wet the cloths and have wet cloth on your face, protecting you and cooling you from the heat of the forge. It would work to muffle what you intake, what you breathe in, but it wouldn't be as nice as the Elven's herby one.
Yeah, I'm a tough dwarf.
It's fine. You're a dwarf. It'll be perfectly fine. So the one that Casper opens appears to be their ration cart. You can see a decent number of food preserves, essentially. Although you look down and you look at this door and the wood, and the outside of the wood has at least some mold growing on it. Around the door handle has a lot of mold. You think you see a fungus near the keyhole. It's up to you what you want to do with that food. Blackhand, as you open up your cart, there is nothing but filth and squalor. This seems to be an area where the mutants were kept. There's some hay on the ground, but you wouldn't keep animals in this filth. There is literally human excrement smeared on the floor and the walls. But you do see something. You do see some hand weapons held up on racks. There's about 4 swords. Their handles have been used by very unclean people. You can see the filth visibly from the outside of the cart as you look in, with the firelight driving light in. That's definitely filth on the handles, but the blades seem of common quality.
How many blades?
4.
And which which coach?
The one you're next to, the one you're in. Yeah.
No indication of what they were planning to do.
No. You would imagine that out of all the 5 carts, the fanciest one was the one that you went in first. All the others are kind of generic. They're all rotten wood and in terrible, terrible condition. But yeah, the biggest one and fanciest one that you've seen so far was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna jokingly offer some food.
So, for hand weapons or for swords?
Hand weapons, but a hand weapon can be any hand weapon. You don't have to specify. They're all exactly the same price until you go up to good quality and best quality. All hand weapons are exactly the same. But you do have to write that if you're going to take them, they are filthy hand weapons, or shitty hand weapons, or excrement covered hand weapons.
Ugh.
I will take some cloth, wrap it double times around my gloves, and throw them outside to be cleansed with fire.
Okay, so you enter into the cart to grab the weapons. Give me a toughness test. You are a dwarf. I'll take that into account. You can have an extra +10. Are you going to fortune that?
I guess. Yeah, I can't fortune that.
Wise move. If you can, wise move. Okay, that's fine. So you go in, you grab the weapons. Oh, hang on. I should have probably given you another +10 because you have put a device over your mouth, but it'd still be a fail. So you go in, grab the weapons, covered them in cloth, and come back out. It stinks in there. Absolutely humdings. You can't. Only orc filth probably smells worse than human mutant filth, but it still reeks. Casper, what were you going to do?
Just going to jokingly yell over to everyone. Who wants some food? As I go get some fire and toss it on it.
You see Blackhand jump out of his cart with a package before, well, some weapon-sized package wrapped in cloth after he sets it on fire.
Okay.
And can I make a small fire on the side and throw the weapons in there to be cleansed?
There's a river, like there's a river, like.
Yeah, but fire is more thorough.
He just wants the blades.
You can. It will damage the. It will essentially leave you with just the blades, and like you would essentially be cooking on the filth.
So if I, out of character question, if I just cleanse them in, if I just clean them in water, that's good enough. So
If you clean them in water, you'll clean off all the filth that is on them. However, if you shat on a kitchen knife, covered the handle, and then just washed it off, would you think that was clean? And it is, again, it's also up to your character himself, how he thinks about shit. Because some peasants in this time will eat around shit. It just is what it is. But these are covered in filth, so it's up to you how clean you think is clean.
I will.
Boiling
Can
water.
I just burn the blades?
So it's the handle that's covered in shit, and if you burn the blades, so you could wash them and then put them in fire to try and sterilize, or you could dunk them in alcohol to try and sterilize. That's possible, but you would need to clean them off first.
And what if I boiled them?
I mean, you could, but for one, do you have a pot big enough to boil it in? You're not going to be able to boil them in the cook's pot. I think everyone will fight you over that. If you washed off the filth in the river and then put them in fire to cleanse them, like not till they burnt, just till they got hot and you can see the steam coming off them, then yes, they would technically be clean enough, and the filth would be gone.
I will do the washing and burning slowly.
Okay.
I mean, not enough to be damaged, but long enough to say it should be relatively clean.
Sure.
There to bring them up to heat, then quench them in water.
That might not be the best idea. Although he would know that he's a craftsman. So do you?
What did you say exactly?
Bring them up to heat, then quench the blade in water.
Yeah, no. I think I don't know not to do that.
So, Casper, are you checking the last cart, or are you just going to set it ablaze? Okay, so you open.
I'll check it.
You open the cart. this is a shock. These, well, it's a shock, but how shocking is it in the old world? Roll me willpower, but this is not going to involve insanity. This is just to see how well you cope with seeing. Okay, so you open up this cart and you see that there are just starving people in here. They are bone thin, absolutely void of fat. It is just flesh and bone. Some of them have died and begun rotting. There are flies and a putrid stench that comes out of here. There are some small children who barely breathe. You can just about, if you watch, make out a small intake of breath. But these are individuals who are on the verge of death.
Ooh. I'll call out for everyone.
Sick. Help. A small voice from the back.
Yeah, I'm calling out for everyone to get around here, even Humperdinck. Or maybe I shout down to him at least.
Okay, so Lord Humperdinck will make his way over. Sacre bleu! There are two black hands. Disappear. Second. As he waddles his way over, you will have several moments to discuss.
I lost my old character.
That's fine. You will have several moments. Who are we missing? Just Aurelia? I believe so. So, Magness, congratulations. You're also brought over to see the sick and dying.
Yay.
So you were all shown before Humperdinck gets here some starving, dying people. They look like they have been kept as slaves. They are skin and bone. There are children, women, men, and there is a tiny voice that cries out from the back. Help! Please help!
What do we do?
Can I sail down to check how diseased they are?
Would anyone like to roll a healing test to observe them, to look and see like what's going on? Do you want to just rush in there and pick them up and carry them out?
Do I get any modifiers?
I'd probably give you a +10 because you're just looking at them. So with a failure, I can, as you're looking at them, they're malnourished severely. That's plain to see. Can they be helped? You don't know. You'd have to go in and have a closer inspection.
I'm sorry, but this last cart that we still haven't fired, it's filled with children?
Slaves, some children, some male, some female, some adults. They're all malnourished to Ethiopian extremes during if you imagine those pictures that we saw on the news of just skin and bone devastation.
Are any of them mutated in any way? Can I roll perception for that?
Sure. They are basically wearing rags, pretty much. So you can roll with perception. You can have a +10 just because you're stood there looking.
Wow.
You can't see any mutations, although that one there looks very odd. The head looks very swollen. Perhaps that's a mutant. You don't know.
Riley's gonna look at him and say, forgive me for saying this yet again, but we should probably sacrifice them, burn their corpses, and move on. It's probably the best thing we can do to not spread whatever disease these people were spreading. And if you want confirmation, you could always bring Humperdinck. He'll probably see the same.
What is all this about sacrificing? I see there ablaze. What's going on?
Humperdinck approaches.
We have found their slave coach, my lord.
He looks inside and turns around and walks off and
Cursed souls. There's no saving them. You should know. There's no coming back from that. Not without months of care. No. Put them out of their miseries. Elf, I order you. Put them out their misery. That was directed at you, Aurelia.
Riley's gonna raise an eyebrow. Oh, so he's now ordering me, huh?
You are his employee.
I am. It's just that Riley's arrogant, so she's like, so you're ordering now, huh? Fast, man.
You would all get the sense that was very cold. That was a very cold, calculating decision that he went through there. Something you haven't seen that side of Humperdinck before, and it is quite from his usual buffoonish nature and how he acts. This is very out of character for him.
Can I perception Humperdinck? Like, just is it out of character, or is it like something wrong with him out of character?
You know this because of the amount of time you've spent with him. You've got a judge of his character so far. You've had combat before. The goblins, for example, he was not like this. Even though there may have been more danger then, he was still rather buffoonish. Whereas now, completely different person. But he still has the mannerisms of Humperdinck.
I do have to ask, while he was close to the children, was his amulet on his chest glowing like it was before, or no?
So
would I have to have done a perception that
he still has it out.
Because that's one thing I remember.
He still has it out on his chest. I think before he was hiding it to keep it more hidden, whereas once it was glowing, he just had it out. You would you would have noticed it. I'll just give it to you. It was glowing, but not as much. It was dying down, but it still was flickering, and there still was light coming from it, but not nearly as much as when you first pulled up and he pulled it out and just had it on display.
Everyone's gonna sigh. She's gonna look at the other three. Sorry, people, I take no pleasure in this, but leave me to do this grim business alone. It's probably best that way.
Yeah, probably. I help with lighting it on fire.
You're gonna light it on fire. I just said leave me alone, because if you light it on fire, we're gonna make these people suffer unnecessarily. So she's gonna use. How many are there inside the carrot?
There's about 6.
6. So I'm gonna use all my remaining goblin arrows.
Sure.
To kill each and every single one of them. And one of my actually good arrows. And I'm gonna dispatch each and every single one of them.
Sure. So as you shoot the ones that are most well lit first, you knock an arrow and you shoot. You see the people look at you. Their eyes
almost accepting. They almost give you a look of like just relief. A creature that is in so much pain and in so much, they just want it to end. 1, 2. How would you go with the easiest first or the most difficult?
Yeah, I would go for the most difficult than the easiest.
Okay, so you do the children first. 1 shot, 2 shots. You move over to the adults, and there's almost a look of acceptance, of thanks. 1, 2. You turn round to the other, and they've died. They just stopped breathing. Help me. You turn your back to the less well-lit area. You look and you peer into the darkness. You see a small child there, but this one is not sickly and ill. This one is bloated, swollen to unnatural extents. Although such a tiny framed child, she is just swollen, ballooned. If you imagine from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the original one where the girl eats a sweet and balloons up, she is just swollen, almost spherical in roundness. Not quite that so, but bulging skin, breaking, ripping.
I'm assuming Aurelia's alone because she has the other
You
party
did
members
ask to be alone. Roll me willpower,
So,
please.
And then the thing is, she's just gonna say, "Forgive me, child, but close your eyes," and then she'll fire. If you want me to do a willpower,
You will need to do a willpower test.
They're gonna be pluses or minuses.
Do you know what? You've been a bit of a heartless bitch at times. I'll give you a +10.
I am being quite cold, so
You are, but I can see the calculating sense of it. The horror that you see this small child bloated, her gaunt face wretched in pain, and yet this tiny little voice just crying out, "Help me!" She doesn't close her eyes. She just stares at you with these titan-like eyes as you loose the arrow. With your deed done, you set this accursed cart ablaze. We'll go into story mode for a moment. As you all gather back up around the bodies, you may loot them if you wish. Everyone has seen Blackhand go down to the river and wash some items and then come back over and put them in the fire. You may talk about this if you wish. And the bodies will be brought over or scooped up in some cases. And
if no one stops me, I will look for any place and give them the same treatment and then start burning the body. Or I can do it with the group.
the card that I dealt with, I will have burned personally. But...
Sure. You can take a log out of the fire and throw it in.
I guess I'm done destroying the circle.
So you won't be able to. Sorry, I didn't hear you say that. You won't be able to destroy the circle. You can attempt to damage it. That's fine. You can see as you look over at the ship, the labourers are gathering picks and hoes, and it looks as if they're going to dig up the ground and basically turf, well, not turf this area, but dig up all the grass and hoe the surrounding ground.
Okay.
Actually,
I'm just wondering, because we bring all the corpses inside the circle to burn them.
Yeah, there's just an easy area to. You can make a fire on the other side if you want.
You really won't actually touch the logs. You're just lighting one arrow on fire and fire it.
Sure. I mean, you could light a goblin arrow and then shoot it into it.
Yeah. She's trying not to. She ran out of goblin arrows. She's trying not to. Touch anything that might be diseased.
Sure.
So.
Blackhand, if you are being the bookkeeper for the group, you can, and if you're all happy with looting items off of dead mutants, you can add on another 10 hand weapons.
Really is not touching.
Big man.
No,
70 gold.
Okay. How much coin did you share with me in the cart?
Yes, Blackhand. Were you sharing your money with Casper, the 19 gold,
Since
or with everyone?
everyone saw. Did everyone see the purse?
So
what?
if you want to, so no one, only Casper saw you find the purse. So if you want to share it just between you and Casper, you can, or you can share it with the whole group. That's up to you as a player character.
Where the gold? I will share them with the group.
Okay.
Were they clean?
Yes.
Or do they also need to be clean?
No, they were clean. Everything inside of that chest was clean.
If you offer money to Rail, she's not going to take money, not from this one.
Only split
After
4
the
ways
deed
now.
is done.
But anyway.
After the deed is done, she'll just move back to the ship.
So after you gather up the items, you chuck the bodies in the fire. You go back to the ship. The footpads, who are the fighters, they are all stood around guarding. Lord Humperdinck is nowhere to be seen, but one of his servants tells all the player characters to come into his office, or into his cabin. And as you all gather, that is where we'll end this episode. If everyone's good with that.
Yep.
Sure.
So,
Man, the realist kill count is
all the
getting
one who wants the coins of the money.
Well, before we do
4
that,
gold coins and 15.
Before we do that, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and have a happy holidays and a great new year, and we will see you in the new year. So take care, everyone, and as always, bye bye for now.
Take care. Happy holidays.
Hey.